Hello, hi, my name is Belinda, and I am a nurse, but I'm also a student in nursing practice. So I do some clinical work with a cardiologist. And the day before, I was curious about PoTS and I was reading about it. And somehow on Tuesday, this gentleman presented about it and said what God did in his life. PoTS is a serious disease that can go super wild, and cardiologists oftentimes are feeling powerless because there's nothing to do. They just try to control the symptoms, and the life of the person is really miserable. So I thought, wow, how great. If I ever see my cardiologist preceptor, I'll tell her about it. And on Friday, I met with her in the afternoon, and I completely forgot. But somehow, a young lady around 20s came, and she said, oh, there's a young lady, I bet she has PoTS. And I said, oh, guess what happened on Tuesday? There's this young guy who actually got delivered from it. And she opened her eyes wide and said, what? I can't believe it. I said, yes, I promise it's on Facebook. I'm going to show you later. And she said, well, you go. You go assess the patient. You go take the history, and you come tell me what happened here with this patient that is coming in. So I took on the history of this patient, and really she had all the symptoms that would get any lay person who knows the symptoms to be able to point out to the disease. And yet I did not diagnose her as a student, so I told her, I took also her entire history in her life, and I told her, you know, I cannot tell you that you have PoTS right now, but we're gonna do all the testing, and if this is what you have, I'm gonna tell you this week on Tuesday, there is a young man who got delivered, who got healed and testified, and God is a God of principles. He does the same thing when we believe for the same person, for the same situation. So we're going to tap into this testimony right now, and I declare over you that if this is what you are diagnosed with, you are healed in Jesus' name. And so she stood up. I did not see her getting all wobbly the way she would normally do, and I'm so glad because I trust that God is healing her. And so somehow on Sunday I was sharing about it at church, and I was explaining to this class that I was taking that God is a God of principles, so that whenever they hear a testimony, they can tap into it and trust that God is going to work the same miracle. And this lady came to me and said, guess what? There is a friend of mine who called me just today from New Zealand because her son was diagnosed with PoTS. But he just got saved, so I believe he's going to be healed too. So we prayed. So I trust that God does this kind of miracles. God bless you.